In this video, I'll talk about competitive programming for tech interviews, and we'll talk about fundamental concepts, problem-solving approach, list of practice question, and popular website to study for tech interview. In YouTube, you would have often seen videos titled How I Solved 500 plus LeetCode question to get an offer from big tech company. But do you really need to solve that many questions to get good at it? And the answer is no. It took me about 200 to 250 practice questions to get offer from Microsoft. And if you practice strategically, it will take you about 150 to 200 practice questions to be able to crack most of the tech interviews. My name is Akash and I'm a software engineer at Microsoft. Let's get started. First, let's talk about fundamental concepts that you should study to get good at interviews. Before starting coding interview practice, you should know basics of a programming language and fundamentals of computer science. I would recommend reading about basic data structures and algorithm to get familiarized with fundamentals. However, you do not need to dive deep into data structures and algorithm to start practicing for coding interview. You can learn about data structures and algorithm in depth while you are practicing. If you are looking to improve your data structures and algorithm knowledge, then I would recommend MIT's algorithm course on YouTube. This course dives deep into many different data structures and algorithm. Apart from that, Princeton University also has great course on algorithm on Coursera. There will be very few data structures and algorithm that will not be covered during this course. And for that, you can always use tools like Google, YouTube, and ChatGPT to learn more about it. Here are the must-know data structures: array, string, hash map, linked list, stacks and queues, trees, and graph. And here are the basic algorithms that you should learn: sorting and searching, divide and conquer, recursion, BFS, and DFS. You don't need to know advanced concepts, but it is important to know common and fundamental concepts that we outlined previously. And to practice for those concepts, you could go to sites like LeetCode and HackerRank and select the questions that involve those concepts and practice. For example, you can select arrays, string, searching, etc. If you want to get really good at coding interviews, then it might be worth learning about commonly occurring patterns in the questions. For example, two-pointer technique, sliding window technique, cycle detection, recursion, and dynamic programming. When you are practicing, focus on multiple questions that follow same pattern or topic. This will teach you to identify additional questions where the pattern can be used, and it will help you significantly to improve your problem solving skills. Now let's talk about the problem solving approach. I'll talk about the template that I follow for solving coding problems, and it has significantly improved my quality of practice and helped me understand concepts clearly. So here it is. Read and understand the problem slowly and carefully. Next, think of algorithm and data structure that can be applied on this problem. After that, think of all the edge cases for this problem. Being able to identify all the edge cases is more critical than being able to produce most optimal solution, because when you are working in the industry, you will have tools like libraries, books, Google, and ChatGPT for selecting the best algorithm for your problem. But implementing a solution that covers all the edge cases is something that you'll have to do on your own. Therefore, being able to identify all the edge cases will help you significantly in your interviews and in your career. And if you are in the interview, then make sure to communicate your thought process and list all the edge cases. And I would recommend practicing the problems as if you are in the interview. Anyway, next step is to implement solution without any smart editor. Next, after you implement the solution, don't just click run button. Review your code and aim that your code will pass all the test cases when you hit the submit button. And after that, for each problem that you solve, write time and space complexity, because interviewer will often ask you for time and space complexity of the solution that you implement. And lastly, make sure to time box your practice between 30 to 50 minutes. Don't spend more time than that on a single coding question. If you get stuck and are not able to solve the problem after 1 hour, then don't just look at the solution. Instead, use following approach. Start by looking at the hint and try to solve the problem. If you still cannot solve it, then take 15 to 30 minute break and then attempt the question again. And after that, read concepts and topic related to that question. Do not spend too much time. Move on to the next problem and mark it to attempt again next day. Next day, if you are still unable to solve the problem, then go to discussion section and read on the approaches that other programmers took to solve the problem. Do not look at their code. Instead, after reading approach, try to implement it on your own. Doing so will help you solidify your conceptual understanding. And finally, compare your code with other programmers. Make sure to mark the problem for revision after 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month till you get it right. Doing revision at regular interval will ensure that you understand the concepts clearly. Now let's talk about what to do after solving a problem. Once you solve a problem, I will recommend tracking it into Excel sheet to track your progress. When you are tracking your progress, ensure to list metrics such as how many attempts it took to solve a problem, what sort of errors did you get, and write comments what caused those errors. Doing so will help you keep track of your weakest concepts and problems that you'll need to revise. It will help you track your overall improvement. For problems where you had difficulties, ensure to revisit them weekly till you no longer face them. I have attached link to the Excel sheet that I use to keep track of my progress in the description. After solving a question, I will highly recommend to look at the solutions that were more optimized than yours. While looking at other programmers' approach, look for more simple and elegant solutions. Use similar techniques in your next practice questions. Doing this for each practice question will teach you new techniques and alternatives. Using the approach that we outlined above will marginally improve your interview practice. Last, I would recommend starting your daily practice by solving 1 to 2 easy questions before attempting medium questions. Being able to solve easy questions quickly will boost your confidence and motivate you to solve medium problems, and have a weekly milestone of number of easy, medium and hard questions that you will solve. I try to keep my goal to 5 easy questions, 4 medium questions and 1 hard question a week. Being consistent is more important than solving more problems. Next, let's talk about list of must practice interview questions. There are many popular lists. 3 popular list of questions that I will recommend is 150 top interview questions, NEET code 150 and blind 75. I would highly encourage that you complete all 3 lists to practice for interview. About 50 to 60% of the question on 3 lists are overlapping, and you'll only solve about 200 questions if you complete all 3 lists. And apart from that, website like LeetCode has a premium feature that will let you know recently asked questions at various companies. But don't worry if you don't want to pay for premium. You can always go to discussion section and search for the popular list for various companies. While we are talking about discussion section, users tend to write about their interview experience in this section. Read through interview experience of other users for the companies that you're targeting. Doing so will help you streamline your interview preparation for your dream company. Finally, let's finish off by talking about popular websites and books to practice for coding interview. LeetCode and HackerRank are 2 most popular websites for coding interview practice. And apart from that, Cracking the Coding Interview is a very popular book that many candidates tend to use. So that's it for this video. Hope you found it useful. Please like, share and subscribe. And if you have any question, please comment below and I'll try my best to answer it. See you in the next one. Thanks.